Hello everyone, my name is Nordame Alih binti Rosmaini, metric number 304826, and I am from the course GFMLK3023 Transportation. Before I begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why the shipping industry still struggles to cut emission even with today's modern technology? For this presentation, I will be discussing the maritime issue that I have chosen, which is barriers to meeting the IMO 2050 emission targets. I selected this topic because it is one of the most important challenges in the maritime world today. The IMO 2050 targets are meant to push the industry toward cleaner and more sustainable operations, but many companies and countries are still facing major difficulties in meeting these goals. Understanding these barriers helps us see why progress is slower than expected and why solutions are urgently needed. The IMO's plan also includes interim goals, such as cutting the carbon intensity of ships' CO2 per transport work by at least 40% by 2023 and increasing the share of zero or near zero emission fuels to 5 to 10% of energy used by 2030. However, experts warn that without stronger action, shipping CO2 output could grow dramatically, possibly to 90 to 130% of 2008 emissions levels by 2050 if business as usual continues. These facts show why meeting the IMO 2050 target is urgent, but also why it is proving to be a major challenge worldwide. Now I'm gonna state 3 factors according of the issue. Factor 1. High cost of green technology. Many alternative fuel technologies such as ammonia, hydrogen, methanol or LNG require extremely high investment. Most ships today still run on heavy fuel oil because retrofitting engines, upgrading storage tanks or buying new vessels with green fuel capability is very expensive. Small and medium-sized shipping companies cannot afford these changes quickly. Factor 2. Lack of global infrastructure for green fuels. Even if a ship is built to run on cleaner fuel, many ports do not yet have the facilities to supply it. For example, availability of green ammonia or hydrogen bunkering is still limited to a few advanced ports in Europe and East Asia. Without a global supply network, ship owners hesitate to invest because they cannot guarantee regular fuel availability along major trade routes. Factor 3. Regulatory and policy gaps. Different countries have different rules for emissions, incentive, and reporting systems. Some nations also depend heavily on traditional fuel industries, making them slower to adopt strict regulations. This inconsistency creates confusion for ship operators and slows the adoption of green initiatives. Next, failing to meet IMO 2050 targets creates several consequences. Impact 1. Environmental impact. Ongoing emissions contribute to climate change, ocean acidification, and rising sea levels. This affects both coastal communities and the marine ecosystem. Impact 2. Economic pressure on shipping companies. Companies that cannot comply may face high carbon taxes, penalties, or even lose business from customers who prefer greener logistic partners. Impact 3. Reputation and competitiveness. Ports and shipping lines that fail to adapt may be viewed as outdated or unsustainable, reducing their ability to compete in the global maritime market. Here are practical solutions to support the IMO 2050 goals. Solution 1. Increase government incentive. Government could offer tax reductions, grants, or low-interest loans to help shipping companies invest in cleaner ships and equipment. Solution 2. Strengthen international collaboration. More cooperation is needed between ports, shipbuilders, and global regulators to create shared green fuel infrastructure. Solution 3. Promote energy efficiency measures. Even before switching to new fuels, ships can reduce emissions through slow steaming, hull cleaning, efficient routing, and digital monitoring system. From this case, I learned that reaching IMO 2050 is not only a technical challenge but also a financial and political one. It showed me how complex the maritime industry is and how different stakeholders must work together for real progress. As a future maritime and logistics professional, this issue increased my awareness of sustainability requirements. It reminded me that the global logistics sector will demand professionals who understand green technologies and environmental regulations. As a future maritime and logistics professionals, this issue increased my awareness of sustainable requirements. It reminded me that the global logistics sector will demand professionals who understand green technologies and environmental regulations. My analysis was supported by information from UNCTAD Maritime Updates, IMO reports, industry articles, and idea structuring guidance from ChatGPT. That's all from me. Thank you.